crimes, and I deserve to go to jail. I don't know what else to say for myself. I'm so
All right,
sorry.
Mr. McKenna, I understand.
A Manhattan lawyer trusted with millions of dollars during a global crisis breaks down in court crying and saying, I deserve to go to jail, because he stole $4.4 million from funds meant to buy COVID protective gear. Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome to Nelly Miranda.
What else to say for myself? I'm so
All right,
sorry.
Mr. McKenna, I understand, and I really appreciate you taking full responsibility. Under indictment 739. Yes,
I'm
please.
so sorry.
Please, no worries.
You granted a 6-week extension. It was very helpful to my son.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir. But ultimately, sir,
I know.
So here's the story. A 62-year-old New York City real estate attorney named Bryan McKenna was entrusted with holding millions of dollars in an escrow account during COVID. You know, when PPE, gloves, masks, and hand sanitizer were in short supply and companies were scrambling to protect workers. A company placed about $4.45 million into an escrow account with the understanding that the money would only be released once 500,000 boxes of medical gloves were delivered. That's the entire point of the escrow: trust, protection, and accountability. But instead, by April 2021, that account was completely drained, gone. The funds were spent.
under indictment 73900 of 2024, where you pled guilty to grand larceny in the second degree in violation of Penal Law 155.40, which is a C felony, you're hereby sentenced to 1 to 3 years in prison to run concurrent under indictment 70277 of 2025, where you pled guilty to grand larceny in the first degree in violation of Penal Law 155.42, which is a B felony. Your sentence as to that charge is 2 to 6 years in prison.
So what did he do with all that money he stole, you might ask? Well, prosecutors say he didn't lose the money. He wasn't even smart enough to invest the money. He spent it on himself and on a romantic relationship with the CEO of the company involved in the deal. But before we continue, I want to tell those of you who are watching who are on Medicare or are turning 65 soon. You guys hear me say all the time, follow the money. And when it comes to Medicare plans, there's actually a lot of money involved. Different companies, different plans, different costs. And most people are just handed one option and told to go with it. And that is why I partnered with Chapter, because Chapter connects you with licensed Medicare advisors who can compare plans from multiple insurance companies and not just push one product. Their job is to actually help you understand what's available in your area based on your doctors, your prescriptions, and budget. And the best part is the conversation is completely free with zero pressure to sign up. So if you are already on Medicare or you're getting really close to 65 years old, it is honestly worth taking a few minutes just to see what your options are. Even if you just want to double check that your current plan still makes sense, information is never a bad idea. For complete Medicare guidance, you can dial 646-817-8160 to speak with a trusted advisor. That is 646-817-8160, or go to askchapter.org/Nelly. Now back to the story. At a time when people could not find gloves, when hospitals were desperate, Bryan McKenna was using pandemic money to fund his personal life and love life. And the worst part is he was given multiple chances to return the money in 2021, but instead, he lied about where the money was. This guy is a fraudster, and this MSN article clearly illustrates that. It says, McKenna's COVID fraud only came to light during an investigation that revealed he had also stolen more than $260,000 from 2 clients in New York City and Brooklyn real estate deals. Court documents show that in 2021, the same year he ran the escrow account dry, McKenna represented a woman in selling her Manhattan condo, taking $1,149,900, the sale proceeds, into his escrow account. His client instructed McKenna to pay her $835,000 and hold back $184,600 in the account to cover the IRS capital gains tax owed on the sale. She soon realized that her tax liability had been reduced by about $24,000, and she ordered McKenna to pay her that amount. While he handed over the $24,000, McKenna kept the remaining $160,000, diverting it to his own bank account rather than paying his client or the IRS. 2 years on, in October 2023, he again represented a client, this time in the sale of a Brooklyn townhouse. According to the DA's office, as with his earlier client, he received the sale proceeds, specifically $762,000, which were deposited into his attorney escrow account. The client ordered him to pay off 2 mortgage loans totaling $653,000 from the proceeds, which McKenna carried out, but the leftover $109,000 was never paid to the client and was once again transferred straight into McKenna's own account and then drained. So this guy is a fraudster, a repeat offender, and then now he has the nerve to boo-hoo cry about the crimes he willingly committed. I am ashamed. I deserve to go to jail. Yes, you do, Mr. McKenna, for longer than they've sentenced you. During COVID, he was also doing stand-up comedy. Watch.
And I don't even like my doctor. He's a little sarcastic. Like another time, I thought I had an appendicitis, and he goes, they're going to do it laparoscopically. And I said, oh, that's where they inflate you with air so they can go. And he goes, with you, they really don't have to inflate.
Well, I am glad that he liked cracking funnies because he can help lighten the mood behind bars with the extra light sentence he received of 2 to 6 years. The bottom line is, if one lawyer can take $4.4 million and keep it hidden for months, what does that say about the system? Most importantly, what does it say about how trillions of dollars were handled during COVID? Because the fraud between those years, astronomical. But I want to hear from you. Is 2 to 6 years behind bars enough time, or should white collar crimes carry longer sentences? Let me know in the comments. But before I let you go, a quick update on a major ruling that could change the internet as we know it. A jury just found Meta and YouTube liable for addictive design, awarding about $6 million to a woman who said that using these platforms as a child led to depression and anxiety. The key here, this wasn't about content. It was about features like autoplay, algorithms, and endless scrolling being blamed for keeping users hooked.
Families crying tears of joy outside a Los Angeles courthouse today after a jury returned a historic verdict against tech giants Meta and YouTube.
Big Tech, your gig is over.
In a first-of-its-kind case surrounding the question, are social media platforms dangerous for minors? The jury finding Meta, the parent company of Instagram, and YouTube negligent in designing their platforms to be addictive. A now 20-year-old woman who says she developed depression and anxiety from using social media as a kid awarded $6 million in damages. Parents and attorneys celebrating the landmark win.
We've sent a message with this that you will be held accountable for the features.
Internal company records on full display over the course of this 5-week trial, some suggesting Instagram wanted to maximize the time kids spend on the app. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg told the jury the company's goals changed over time, emphasizing its newer safety features for teens. But grieving parents who say they lost children to the dark side of social media huddled over a phone watching today's verdict come in. For many, this trial has served as a referendum on what they see as the dangerous and addictive features of these platforms.
We've been screaming on the top of roofs about for years.
YouTube owner Google saying this case misunderstands YouTube and that the platform is not a social media site. Meta saying tonight teen mental health is profoundly complex and cannot be linked to a single app. Both companies now vowing to appeal. It all comes on the heels of another verdict Meta says it will appeal. A New Mexico jury awarding the state $375 million on Tuesday against the company for creating a breeding ground for child sex predators.
I do not agree with this ruling at all, because where does it stop? Today it's Meta and YouTube. Tomorrow it could be video games, streaming apps, and even platforms like Roblox, because at some point we're shifting responsibility away from individuals and parents and putting it entirely on companies. Because once you label something addictive design, you open the door to lawsuits against anything that people spend too much time on. iPads, tablets, etc. Next thing we know, people will be suing Starbucks or Red Bull claiming coffee and caffeine is addictive. That is too much. Do you think this ruling will protect kids or open the door to endless lawsuits? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you got any value from today's video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future updates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.